Hello and welcome to QUTV News. I'm Wesley Martin. We are welcoming new faces and a new sport on campus.
And I'm Tyler Menendez. It's almost time to say goodbye to seniors and goodbye to a familiar face around campus. That's where we start today. This week has been big in the Lenten tradition since it's Holy Week. It's all about celebrating Jesus' final week alive, and the Mass does just that. Whether you're a devout Catholic interested in checking it out, each Mass has a certain element behind it to make it special, such as Thursday's Mass. There will be washing of the feet. Mass will be held each day for the rest of the week, all at the QU Chapel. Mass times are Thursday and Friday at 5, this Saturday at 8 p.m. for a vigil. Easter Sunday will have two Mass times, one at 10 and one at 6. Sam Lathrop shares his experiences of being a director of security and safety at QU. QUTV's Wes Schuler has more.
On the ground floor of Friars Hall resides the man who works to keep the university safe, Sam Lathrop.
The variety of what we do on a day-to-day basis is really, for me anyway, appealing and one of the most enjoyable parts of the day or the job.
All my experiences with security have been really positive. I've never really felt unsafe on campus at all. They've always said, it's like, even if you feel like nervous walking back from your car at night, it's like, feel free to call. So the only times I really ever had to call them was personally accidentally locking myself out of my room or other locations, which I've done many times, but none of the staff members of security have ever made me feel dumb for it. They're always like, it happens all the time. They're mistakes, even if it happens probably too much than it should for me. And other than that, security's always been very prompt and always reassuring.
The diligence of security can be seen thanks to Lathrop's years of experience.
If I haven't learned anything over 45 years combined between my policing career and the time that I've been here at QU, if I haven't learned anything in that time, it's that there's always two sides to every story. And the initial information that you have is usually somewhat correct, but I'm never surprised by the additional facts that I find out when I start to talk to everybody.
This is Wes Schuler, QUTV News, Quincy University.
Lathrop shared that the events that stick out to him the most were that when troubled students turned their lives around and pursued their degrees.
As graduation is approaching, students at Quincy University are preparing for the real world. 4 years ago, COVID interrupted many high school graduations that include students at QU who are graduating this semester. Their walk across QU stage might be the first graduation ceremony they'll attend. QUTV Jack Weiss talked to three seniors to prepare to graduation.
Kyle Beauvais did not have a graduation ceremony. This spring commencement is the first time he'll be able to walk across the stage.
I'm excited about QU's graduation. COVID kind of ruined my last graduation in high school, so I wasn't able to walk. So I'm very excited to graduate with my friends, have my family there, and have them see me succeed.
Some students rely on the Quest Center for help. It's not just about fixing typos, it's about making sure everything looks professional.
I'm going to be a teacher, and I'm applying for a bunch of jobs in a bunch of different school districts. I've done a few online interviews, and I've made a LinkedIn account to help me with that process.
For those thinking about grad school, now's the time to work on getting those letters of recommendation. Senior Lauren Gill has advice for current and upcoming seniors.
I would start applying early, about a year before you graduate from your undergrad. I'd start looking into other colleges and figuring out where you're going to go.
Hopefully this is a sign for brighter things for future students. QUTV's Jack Weiss.
The Quest Center advises students who want to go to grad school to start working on their letter of recommendations and applications. Students flip from the newest sport on campus. Quincy University is introducing Stunt. It's a new form of competitive cheerleading that includes head-to-head matches. This Saturday, the future team showcased their talents at Pepsi Arena. Tony Lundy was there to catch all the action.
The Stunt Trial Clinic on March 23rd included women from the cheerleading team, women that have already committed for next year, and women that are looking to commit for the inaugural season. The showcase that took place was to get the general idea for Coach Diane Shoemaker to see where women fit best for the positions and for them to learn dances and lifts that could all happen in competition. The women started stretching and even had their headshots taken for their roster photos. The next step was to teach them basic lifts and even some advanced lifts. Although there was a struggle at times, the returners helped the new students during all this while Diane took notes. The next thing they went over was the tumbler showing off what they have for the team. Needless to say, they're very talented. Lastly, the cheerleaders taught the new women some dances for the games that they will attend next year in support of other sports teams. They managed to just scratch the surface of what is to come for next year. Coach Shoemaker has a lot of nerves going into this year, but is very excited to start this program.
So what's really exciting about this stunt clinic today is that I've got 30 plus girls here and we're building a program from scratch. I've really done a lot of recruiting locally with young ladies who are in high school programs who otherwise might not have thought that cheering in college was an open opportunity for them. And so with this stunt program coming to QU and the scholarships and the NCAA backing, I'm just excited for these ladies to continue their cheer careers.
Alongside with Diane for the first half of the year is Cheyenne DeWeese, who has been on the cheerleading team since her time here at QU, looking to help the girls get into shape for the next year.
So my goals for the fall, because I'll be here in the fall, are to really just help build the stunt program since it's new. I'm really excited to see that and use my many years of cheerleading and try and help build the program and see where it goes. It's going to be super exciting.
The stunt team will begin their inaugural season next year for the 2025 spring season. Tony Lundy, QUTV News, Quincy.
Stunt is giving out dual scholarships for women who are involved in cheerleading and stunt. So if you are looking at one or the other, consider both, and I'll reach out to Diane Shoemaker on how to make this possible.
Wesley, I know you're getting ready to graduate soon. What are you doing to prepare?
I'm just taking it slow and enjoying my time. Now that's it. Spring, we have ideas for you to get outside and enjoy the weather. And all that coming up and more up next.
Welcome back. With the warm weather starting to creep in, it's almost about that time for students to get outside and enjoy some fun in the sun. From something as simple as a walk down Penny Lane to games to get your blood flowing, there should be something for everyone on campus this spring. With the spring comes not only the warmer weather, but also a chance to get outside and play the games that have been locked up in the shed since summertime. The Quincy University campus has plenty to offer students as the weather gets warmer, such as nice paths for an afternoon walk, the outdoor basketball courts, as well as the sand volleyball courts. You can make up a game of your own, like hacky sack, or you can play a game that already exists, like pickleball. Taking advantage of the campus is a great tool to get away from the day-to-day life of being a student athlete.
I like to go outside and play some hacky sack or pickleball with my friends, and it's just good to get away from class or baseball. Just a good change of scenery, just a de-stressor.
This warm weather is giving me a bunch of opportunity to get outside, so when I'm walking out about, I see a ton of kids. I see them playing spike ball, and I see them hammocking and sitting on park benches, so it's been really good to see. It's been making me super, super happy, so. Yeah, this warm weather has been great. It's been great for everybody's spirit.
QU students, you won't be locked up in the dorms for much longer, so dust off those summer games and get ready for the warm weather that's on the way. With the end of the semester slowly approaching and the stress levels quickly rising, remember to take some time to get outside and enjoy some fresh air with your friends and maybe learn a new game while you're at it. Choosing a college can be the most exciting or nerve-wracking thing for high school seniors. Future QU freshmen were able to celebrate their new decision. A new event on campus called Hawkish for accepted students to celebrate their decision. QUTV's Kai Grover had a chance to hang out with the new Hawks.
The sound of Quincy University's band could be heard all across North Campus to welcome the accepted and anticipated freshmen for next fall. This event best serves the future freshmen to see the spirit of QU.
I'm coming to QU because of cheer. I'm going to cheer on the cheer squad, and I am excited to make new friends and relationships while coming here. And why are you coming to QU? They have a great pre-law program, and I'm also going to cheer here, and I think it's a great place to grow my faith while still getting my education and cheer.
Future Hawks got to reenact giving CPR with the Blessing Raymond nursing program, decorate cookies with the admissions office, and many more carnival-like activities.
I chose QU because I am really into running. I run cross country and track, and when I came here, they offered me an athletic scholarship, and that really was very promising for me, and I really liked the opportunity to come and run under Coach Savage.
Many freshmen spoke of how impressed they were with the size of the campus and the encouragement from the faculty before their QU journeys have begun. Kai Grover, QUTV News, Quincy.
This was QU's first ever Hawkish event, and they hope to do it every year moving forward to welcome incoming freshmen.
There are plenty of clubs and organizations on campus for everyone from sororities to mock trial to recycling. Clubs get organized around the students' interests at QU. There are 39 clubs available to join, and that number is still growing. Here at Quincy University, there are 39 clubs and organizations available to join, and you can even start a club with the proper steps. This is one of many ways students get connected on campus.
For mock trial, I chose to be part of it in my freshman year, so I've been doing it 3 years now. And I just wanted to try it out because I wanted to, just have it as a way to meet new people and also to try, a really cool competitive activity. And so it's been a part of my life now for 3 years.
Mock trial isn't the only way to get connected with students on campus. Sororities are also for students to get involved and get closer with peers.
Didn't feel connected to QU at all, and then I moved on to campus and I joined the sorority, and I feel so connected to campus and I love it.
If you are wanting to join a club, here are some things you can do. You can show up to the Clubs and Orgs Fair or talk to a member. If you are wanting to start a club, you can contact Diane Shoemaker.
Other than sports, you involved in any clubs around campus?
I'm in Black Student Union.
What's that all about?
Well, it's a group of students on campus. Anybody can join. We just talk about campus life.
Yeah, it's awesome.
We talked about getting outside earlier in QU Sports. We are doing just that on QUTV's Kaylin Lowry to tell us more coming up next. Spring break is over, and now it's time to break into sports.
That's right. Over the break, some of QU teams showcased some abilities and struggles. Here to lead us into all that is Kaylin Lowry.
A lot of success, but even more distress coming from these teams at QU. And some had plenty of time and plenty of struggle starting at the beginning of their seasons, or for those who are just now coming to an end. But let's go ahead and let's start off this QUTV Sports this week off right by taking it back to spring break a little bit. Go ahead, start reminiscing. I know you guys had your fun, but it's sports time, and we can't talk about spring breaking without those bats swinging. So let's go ahead and head on over to QU Baseball.
Hawks baseball started off their spring break with a doubleheader March 18th against Maryville University, playing games 2 and 3 of a 4-game series where Quincy was victorious in game 1 of the day with a 9-5 W, but then the Maryville Saints reversed the outcome in game 2, and I mean literally reversed the outcome as Maryville left game 2 also with a 9-5 win. The following evening, Maryville and Quincy, game 4, an almost blowout victory for MU, being ahead 8-3 after the 7th. QU responded in the top of the 8th, but couldn't finish out, leading to a close 8-7 victory for Maryville. Quincy then suffered a tough loss against Central Missouri, 6-10, and then went on a 4-game series against Rockhurst University. In Game 1, QU survived a late game surge from RU as Quincy came into the 8th inning with a 10-2 lead, but Rockhurst started getting some things going, getting 6 runs in the 8th to QU's 0. Quincy held Rockhurst to only one last run in the 9th, coming out with a 10-9 QU win. RU went on a little revenge tour as they won the next 2 games, 5-1 and then 11-7. But all that hype didn't last for RU as Quincy showed some signs from Game 1 of the series, but this time not letting up and sending Rockhurst back to Kansas City with a 14-2 win for the Hawks of Quincy, ending with a tied series 2-2.
Now let's get into the real business here. Let's keep things moving, keep things rolling, and move on to some volleyball. But let's go ahead and take this from the top, shall we? Now, to start off the season, Quincy got the win off of Dominican University and Central State, then moved on to Thomas More and Missouri S&T. They didn't get the loss from Queens, but then they came right back with the dub the following night. This Quincy University volleyball team was the dominators coming into the season, coming out of the first 6 games 5-1 with 4 of those wins as a 3-0 in sets, but then came the Bearcats of McKendree, shutting down the party quick, taking out the Hawks in a 3-0 game. Then Ohio State came in hot, not once, but twice in a row and put down the Hawks 3-0. Lewis University beat the Hawks 3-0, not once, twice. McKendree came back for some scraps, 3-0. Ball State University, Lincoln Memorial University, Loyola University of Chicago, and Lindenwood University all beat the Hawks volleyball team 3-0 in the regular season with some extra losses from Maryville University, not once, twice. Missouri S&T Lindenwood, and Loyola. Quincy University is sitting at a 5-16 record right now while being on a 15-game losing streak. Now this team has 3 more games of the season left. They have all the potential in the world, but now the question is, who has the key to unlock it? Because it is hidden deep down inside of this Hawks volleyball team. It's time to see if they're going to get their heads on straight. It's time to see if they're going to stay in their feelings and just slump through the rest of the season, or are they going to put some wins on the board and end this losing streak? They have all the looks on paper, but this performance is not matching. But now let's get away from the volleyball team, and now let's take it to lacrosse, who had some mixed results for Quincy afterwards.
Men's lacrosse started conference play March 21st against Rockhurst University at home, and even though Quincy kept it steady with a consistent 2 points a quarter, that didn't faze the Rockhurst Hawks one bit as they said, okay, we could take your 8, double it, and give it right back to you, as they put up 16 points throughout the game to finish with a 16-8 RU victory. But then a close back and forth battle against Quincy University women's lacrosse and Dominican University of California lasted up till the very end of their intense matchup. Quincy came into the 4th quarter up 13-7 and had a lot of breathing room, but DUC started to lessen some space in between them and Quincy, scoring 6 unanswered goals in the final seconds of the game, but a final goal by the Hawks, Danielle Robinson, to win the game.
Moving on to softball, who had a doubleheader March 20th, hosting Columbia College, who traded off victories with Quincy, winning Game 1 3-1, and Columbia College winning Game 2 2-0. Quincy then went into another doubleheader against Truman State, trading off victories again with them as well, with the Hawks winning Game 1 2-0, and the Bulldogs winning Game 2 4-3. The men's and women's bowling team season has come to an end. The men finished the season competing in Addison for the USBC sectionals, where the top 4 out of the 20 teams advanced to the nationals. The men's finished 11th, which is the highest finish in program history. The women finished their season in Warrensburg, Missouri. To compete in the GLVC Conference Tournament, the Lady Hawks were the 6th seed taking on McKendree, where they almost upset McKendree, but fell short to face Central Missouri. There they lost that match too, ending their season 6th in the conference overall. One thing that is huge in the sports world is college basketball. Everyone loves watching the games. Every game matters, but none matter as much as the games in March. And now everyone has their phone in their face. They've seen the dates. They know that now that it's March, the madness has begun.
As people start to fill out brackets, you know that the madness is near. People will pick their winners, and it may be a random guess or even their favorite team. Everyone thinks they got the perfect bracket, but once the madness begins, they start to go to the trash. Now that the madness has begun, we have seen the upsets rolling in and brackets ripped apart.
March Madness means a lot to me, you know. Since I was a kid, it's been my favorite part of the year sports-wise, because I've just been a big KU fan, basketball fan all my life. And they've always been good, too, as opposed to the Royals and the Chiefs, who weren't good growing up.
As fans of the game, people love to fill their brackets with the slightest of chances of it being perfect.
I like watching my Kentucky Wildcats, but once they lose, I typically don't watch the games. But it's good, it's entertaining, and there's always some surprises. No bear.
People now watch their brackets and the games to see what big upset happens next.
That was QUTV's Henry Balmer being our guide through the madness. The games have begun, and they have already had some wild starts, some wild upsets. Now, let's go ahead and see if any brackets go perfect this year, or will they all be busted once again.
Seems like baseball found their step.
They have. They got their heads screwed on tight, and now it's time for everybody else to get out the way, because this baseball team is coming, and they're coming hard. And I know once they go, it's going to be ruthless. But I have one question for you, Tyler.
Yeah.
You like jazz?
Man, jazz is where it's at. Stay with us, because we're taking it a little slow, getting a little jazzy when we come back. Music lovers had the opportunity to hear some good jazz music over the weekend. Quincy University, John Wood Community College, Quincy Junior High School, and Quincy Parochial Schools joined together for an epic concert. QUTV's Jake Vitale takes us to the auditorium.
A joint effort with John Wood Community College and Quincy University.
John Wood hosted Generations of Jazz, a concert that featured many ages of musicians from the Quincy area. The Jazz Collaboration Concert featured performances by Quincy University Jazz Band, John Wood Community College Jazz Band, Quincy Junior High School 7th and 8th grade jazz bands, and the Parochial Music Organization of Quincy Jazz Band. Each band performed 2 pieces of their own, and then to finish the concert, John Wood Community College and QU Jazz Band performed 2 pieces together.
We even got a standing ovation, which is really exciting. The students were really proud of themselves, and we got a lot of amazing feedback from both the community and from fellow teachers that came from different schools to the concert. And we've already been asked to do it again next year, so I think it's going to become a yearly tradition.
The long night of music began at 6:30 with John Wood Jazz Band starting off the event with their performance of Jungle Boogie. The band was directed by Jessica Snyder. With no intermission needed, they began their next piece named Take the A Train, which featured a lot of creativity on the percussion, even including bongos.
And I just want them to further their career in music, because I think music is important, especially since it's Music in Our Schools Month.
The auditorium was full for the performances by all the bands showcasing the jazz talents of all ages around Quincy. This was the first time John Wood and Quincy University collaborated for a performance, but the birth of a tradition may have just happened with this one. Jake Vitale, QUTV News, Quincy.
This Generations of Jazz looks to be the first of many in the future.
From the sound of this event, it seemed like it was a success.
I tried to sneak a jazz pun in there, but it fell flat.
Thank you guys for watching QUTV News today. Be sure to check us out on social media and QUmedia.net. You guys have a great day.